On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony curses at the moon, Cole hunts Calus by the moon, and Ethan wakes the moon? Well, howdy everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Howdy, howdy.
What's up?
I thought about just repeating your entire intro, but with myself. It just to see what your reaction would be, but yeah.
I think that's been something people have wanted to do a few times.
Oh, we've done it before, I'm sure.
So...
Maybe on a different podcast, but we've done it.
Well, for the last week, I've had an uninvited guest in my house, and I'm ready for them to leave.
I'm sure they will leave very soon.
I really, really hope so. And that unwanted guest is the coronavirus. I've had COVID in the house. I've had it. Everybody in the house has had it. Andrew was the one person holding out, and I'm pretty sure he has it right now. So
Tony over here having a COVID party.
That's right. Hey, if you're going to do something, do it right. You know what I'm saying? And we share in this house, so one person gets something, everybody's going to get it. That's just how it works. So, it's been a lot
Caring is sharing. There we go.
It's been a lot of rest. It's been a lot of not doing much of anything, but trying to not feel bad. And for the most part, I feel really good. I had it, and my symptoms went away after about a day and a half, and then I started to really feel good about midweek. I that's why I missed last week, was because that was the day that I had it just awful and could not do anything. But then after that, each day I got a little better, and by about Wednesday, I felt fine. And I worked through the whole thing. Didn't miss a day of work, so I think that's, one of the beauties of working from home.
I don't have that luxury.
So, also joining us this week, hopefully without COVID, is Cole.
We all got COVID.
Right now?
No.
Oh.
No. Months ago.
Yeah, I almost want to say I had it right at the beginning, but nobody knew what it was at the time. But I can't really confirm that. But this time, definitely, 100% confirmed. Everybody in the house has it. My wife got the little pregnancy test that shows that you do have COVID. So,
you gotta take a bunch of those tests while you have it. That way you have spares for later.
That way, when I'm like, oh, I can't come to work today, I've got COVID. No, you don't. Look, this little thing says I do. So, no, I didn't want to miss any work. So, because I didn't feel that bad by the time work came around, I was like, I'm just not even going to tell my my boss that I've got it. I'm going to work. And if
what's it going to do? Send you home?
Exactly. So, and I don't do any meetings in person. The office is in Nebraska. I'm not driving 8 or 9 hours to get to Omaha to go to a meeting.
Just to tell me you have COVID.
So yeah. So, I am fully remote. I don't ever have to go to the office. So I was just like, I'm not even going to tell them unless I start to feel really bad and have to miss, and then it'd be like, yeah, I have to miss because I've got COVID. But yeah. So that has been the fun at our house this week. So,
cool beans.
Aside from that, and I didn't play much this week because of it, because about the time I would start to, want to play something, I'd be like, I just don't feel super great. I'm just I just want to go to bed. So I went to bed a lot when I could have normally been playing games. but I did
Yeah,
sneak a little bit in this week.
it's a lot of wanting to play it, but then being like, I feel too miserable today.
It's like
I'd
my
rather
brain
just...
says I want to play something, but my body says no. You really just want to go to bed right now.
Yep. You just want to sleep.
So, Cole, what have you been playing this week?
So first thing I was going to talk about. So I've been playing Destiny 2, obviously.
Cool, 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 cool.
I've decided that it's due time that I try to work on getting the duality dungeon
I'm trying to get the
seal
sword.
title. Well, the sword too, yeah.
Hey,
But
guess what? So am I.
but I'm trying to get the title, so I had to go through and do like
Oh, right.
you have to do all his solar and all his void and all his arc and
As
all
long
of
as
the
you
same.
like, you can all go in like different whatever. As long as you switch before the boss dies.
Yeah, it's each encounter, so it's you gotta
Yeah.
do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Speaking from experience.
I don't think my system would load fast enough for me to log out to a different character.
No,
Well,
I'm not talking about character. Like, you pause and just change your subclass.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. I thought you meant like.
Like, you need solar, you need void, you
Yeah,
need
no,
arc.
I was thinking like class type. You're like, oh, we gotta do this as a we gotta be a
Actually, I think all
titan.
you got to do is like all three of y'all have to be the same subclass or something somewhere in there at one point,
Yeah,
and that like increases your chances of getting the sword. And there's another thing that increases it. And then if you solo flawless it on the hardest difficulty, that increases your chances of getting the sword as well. I think.
no, there's
And the
only
sword's
some.
not even that good.
Yeah, no, I gotta get. I will still have to solo it. It doesn't have to be flawless, fortunately for that. And then, I have to do a master one as well. But once I get to where everything else is out, master would just be making sure I have the right gear and level. But no, I had some fun doing those. I had already done solar because that's like the easiest one to do because everybody's playing solar because that's what the season's uh, remastering or whatever is.
Mm-hmm.
But getting to do it on Void, that was fun. And then was it Void or yeah, Void was the one I did that way. And then I made a post for the Arc one, and it was like Thunder Crash Titans only. So I got Arc and the same class
Nice.
knocked out at the same time, and it was way better damage on all the bosses. I was like, oh, this
And
is the way
everyone
to
just
do it.
Superman the boss.
Yep, Superman the boss, like Banshee's Wail, or Lament,
Yep.
or God, what's the other one? I don't know. There's another one meta that people are using on it. I think it's probably the not Galahord, the Lightmaker.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through. Yeah, the grenade launcher, the good one.
Yeah.
That's the other matter on that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun and it went really fast. I mean, it's most of them went pretty fast, except for occasionally people, because I'm doing all FGs on these. It's a lot of times, sometimes people see it and then they don't get it the first try, and they're like, "All right, well, I'm out. And this is, it's not going to be a first try. I don't want to do it." But for the most part, it had good people that were like, "Yeah, I understand. We made a mistake on that one. We'll do it again." Yeah, that was pretty much it for Destiny this week. I did that. I did a little bit of the seasonal activity so I could get some rewards because I'm still working on getting the frames out.
Right.
But the other game I was playing, which was more like last week, more so, is Ozra's Wrath. So I recently upgraded my PlayStation membership to the bells and whistles one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have access to their game collection, which is great because I'm going to play some Spider-Man later. I've got
Very good game, by the way.
I got both of the first one and then the Miles Morales version.
Both of those are pretty awesome.
There's a few other games I got on there recently. Oh, Stray. I got Stray from that.
Nice.
And then from the classic collection, so this is games for PS5, PS4. I didn't realize it was PS3, but I never had the game.
Yep.
Azura's Wrath.
I think it's Ashura, but whatever.
Yeah. Rashura.
You got an invisible H in that use for some reason. So
Hashara.
Ashura.
Yeah, I'm never gonna say it right. But it's pretty fun. It's
You
definitely
got to be able to speak like Eldritch or something to pronounce it.
yeah.
Same with it's like saying Worcestershire or something.
Worcestershire, yeah. Yes, but the anime movie, the game is pretty fun. There's some interim fight scenes that you play as the gameplay. There's some beat timing
Yeah.
where you try to hit A at the right time, like it's DDR or something. And then there are a lot of quick time events.
Yeah, I'm watching some footage of the game right now, and I don't remember this game looking this good. Like, I don't know if there's an upgraded version for the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, but this game looks really good.
PlayStation 3 was pretty good graphics. That's where we got Infamous and
Infamous
I
1
don't
and 2.
I don't want to use I don't want to use God of War because that's PlayStation 2 looking stuff.
Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how even PS3 and Xbox 360 games at this point look old, and this does not look like that. This looks like an upgraded version of those games.
It's probably upscaled. Or it's
That-
just because it's such a minimum effort to be something more that it's like mini games in there. It's just a fun little game, really. So they
Yeah.
probably had more they could do with less.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. It's not enjoyable to play all that much so far because it's a lot of okay, I'm going to spam the buttons and then do these moves. And now I'm in the one where I just basically quick time event buttons.
This is like
But-
what I imagine a Dragon Ball Z game would be.
I think for its time, yeah, probably.
That's what you would think a Dragon Ball Z game should be.
Yeah, I mean the Dragon Ball Z games are not this, but
Not at all.
like when I think Dragon Ball Z, these types of fights that you're seeing in Azura's Wrath is the kind of thing I am expecting. I'm thinking in my head.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it pretty well. I'll probably play some more this week. I know I'm going to do some more Destiny stuff because I got to finish the season out, try to get some of the master stuff done while I'm close to light again before we reset. Because it's getting reset again in like a week and a half. It's basically a week.
Yeah.
It's like a week after the podcast airs. Or this one does.
Yep. Have you done the dungeon this week?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I've done the
Like,
dungeon.
no, have you on all three characters?
No, I still have I still have plenty of people to run it as.
Oh, 'cause I haven't done it this week.
I don't know that I'll be here tomorrow,
Oh, you're useless.
but I might tomorrow. I'll definitely be here tomorrow night. I just don't know how late you want to stay up. I mean, we can 2-man it, so yeah. It says-
Yeah, we've done it. We've two-manned a good chunk of it before. I remember that. Which I'd rather not two-man that dungeon at all. But yeah, I mean, unless Jason and Stuart show up and I run it with them like usual, because I'm sure Stuart wants to get the catalyst, and I know how to do that now because we got it for Jason thanks to my instructions.
That's cool. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for me for now. What about you?
Yeah, you.
You, yeah.
Ethan.
You.
Last time I think we did an episode, I was talking about playing Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
Still playing Wind Waker, even though this is like the shortest of Zelda games. Seriously, I did not realize how short this game is. Like I've been ready for like the final dungeon for 2 weeks now, I think, maybe
Yeah.
a week. And the only reason I haven't gone to it is because I am looking for the last piece of heart. The very last piece, that 1/4 piece, I cannot find it. I've gotten all the treasure, all the maps, all the treasure, got all the stuff. I've gone around. There was like one squid I hadn't fought. I fought him today, and he was not a heart piece carrier, and I knew it going into that fight, but I did it just because. I have like the largest wallet. I have that stupid mask, meaning I've gone through 51 floors of enemy fights. This is the HD version, by the way. I do not know where this last piece is. I cannot.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I have never come close to getting all of the stuff in any Zelda game.
Yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is cross-reference the heart piece map with the the secret cave map, and just I'm gonna have to check everything on that, and I don't want to do that, but I'm gonna have to.
What do you think is the world record speed run for 100% Breath of the Wild?
100% Breath of the Wild. Ooh.
Yeah.
So do you mean like 100% like all dungeons, or 100% with like all the Korok poop?
Every side quest, all the Korok seeds, everything.
I gotta look it up now.
I mean, it's going to be many, many hours.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But because those Korok poops, if you don't get them, if you don't get a lot of them as you're playing, it's going to take you a long time.
16 hours, 36 minutes, 45 seconds.
That's it?
That was 4 months ago. 4 months ago. No amiibo.
I think I can beat that. I just need to study some guides for.
Oh, there's an extended version of it too. That's 18 hours.
The video?
No, there's like 2 categories for 100%: original and extended. So I'm wondering if that's like with the DLC.
Might be.
But no amiibo, which means I guess just getting.
Lucky.
I don't know. I don't know what it means on there, honestly, for 100%. Because does that mean like getting every outfit? Because if so, then of course you can't count the amiibo outfits, because that's like paid DLC right there. Which, I mean, the DLC would be DLC still, but the amiibo is like a different category all on its own, in my opinion.
Epona locked behind the amiibo as well?
Yeah. It's like, even if you skip straight to Ganon without ever touching a horse, whenever you go to that final fight, they just give you a random horse. That's not an Epona at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're looking at almost 2 full work days worth of game time there.
Of non-stop streaming.
So I'm watching your Wind Waker stream right now. Why are you trying to shoot the giant bird with an arrow from a completely separate island?
Hold on, I'm going to your stream. I gotta figure out what you're talking about.
No scope.
Let's see here.
Like, you can't beat the boss from where you're standing. Wait, you can beat the boss from where you're standing.
That's not a boss.
Was that not?
It's a bird.
No, that was just a lucky shot.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Although I was impressed seeing the orb that they drop. You see it drop and like slide down the edge of the mountain. Like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think Luigi was in my chat around sometime around here, so I may have been talking to him, or I may have been just messing around on my phone. I don't know what I was doing that day.
It's been crazy for a few weeks.
Yeah.
To say the least.
That cell, though, the red one, that makes the game so much better.
Oh, absolutely. That's, one of the first things you can get, and I make sure to win that auction so that I can get that sale.
It's so nice. It's really nice having it. Just, you get the cell, and it just automatically adjusts the wind for whichever direction you're facing. So I didn't have to change the wind direction very often.
Yeah.
And I'm also, so whenever I say I'm going for like 100% in this game, I don't just mean like getting that last piece of heart and then getting the light arrows and finishing the game. I'm going to go through and get
everything,
the fan club stuff done in here too. So I'm going to go get pictures of everyone, take them to the place, show one picture off, and then have to speed time up with the Song of Passing so a whole day can pass. go in there so he can be like, all right, I made a new figurine. It's over in that room. I have to do that for every character.
I remember that. Yeah.
Not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna do it.
See, those are the kinds of things in the game that I'm like, I have zero care about doing any of that stuff.
The first one I did was Deku Tree. The second one I did was the guy who builds the things that I had to show him the pictures for.
Yeah.
So he's, oh wow, this is a marvelous specimen. It's like, dude, you're talking about yourself. And he just keeps hyping it up more and more. It's like, all right, this is great. But yeah, I was saying earlier, Wind Waker is really, really short. It's like you do 2 dungeons and you're already like you have your 3 things to go turn in, so you can get a 3rd dungeon, which takes you down to the special place. So that's 3 dungeons right there. You come back up and you got to do like 2 other dungeons. That's 5 dungeons, and then you're ready to go and do the final dungeon right after that.
Yeah.
So this game's what, 6 dungeons, and they cut out like 2 of the dungeons from the original build anyway. And those got recycled into, I think, Twilight Princess and maybe Skyward Sword. So that's crazy right there. And how short this game is. And then the game is like 99% water. Insane. Just saying.
I've been thinking about going back and playing through Link's Awakening again on the Switch.
It's a fun one.
And just praying that they will take that same visual style and do not the Ocarina games, the Oracle games. On Switch. Because
I wonder if we could look and see if there's like fan mods or anything out there for that.
Oh, I don't know.
Might not be a bad idea. Or we could see if there's like multiplayer mods, like 4-sword style.
That would be
Links
a lot of
Past
fun.
Or something. Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
Be like playing AM2R with the multiplayer. I think we could have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah. We should see.
You know what makes that game even better?
I like that in the video. I'm sailing back to the island after I shot the bird and realized I didn't have the proper thing. Shame on me on that one. But other than playing Zelda, the European Speedrun Assembly, I think is what it is, ESA Marathon was happening.
Okay.
I thought Euro EAZ.
European Aerial Zone?
Yeah.
So European Speedrun Assembly, or basically the other version of GDQ, which is still a technically smaller event, but it's like bigger over there than it is over here, of course, because it's not over here. That happened. I watched a good chunk of that. That was a lot of fun to watch because it's just so different compared to games done quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I say this every time, it's like early. I'm sorry, I'm watching the video of me trying to shoot the bird right now. The shots are so close.
He's just gonna clip it.
I'm just wasting arrows. I'm so impressed by that, and I'm missing every time.
Add a highlight to your stream.
But it's just like early day GDQ where you're watching everyone having fun, and these guys, they do things differently. Like they're showing the
Morbius.
I think they had a thing of Morbius showing somewhere in the place. Actually, it was like on a it was like on some weird arcade cabinet thing. They just made it play it. Someone did that something for some event somewhere. I don't think it was ESA, but if it was, that's hilarious. But it's like they really get the crowd interacting with stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like there was Euro Truck Simulator, and people would donate and request the crowd to do something within reason. So at one point, you have the entire crowd doing it like a conga line. And then you have the like 4 runners playing the game, and they're like stacking stuff on their heads, and they're just having a great time. It's so good.
Nice.
And then like there are clips their commercial clips and all this are just showing off like the venue for the events. Like, oh, here's the arcade room. Here's the bar area. Here's where the runners are. And then like
The
they'll have
walkers.
clips. They'll have like clips of like how to do certain tricks in games, and then if you're lucky, you get to hear like a good little theme song called "A Frame Perfect," which they didn't play this time. Instead, they showed the advertisement for Plum for uh was it Chinzo Club or Chainsaw Club? I forget the name of the game, which is supposed to come out like next month or something. And it feels like they've been advertising that game for 3 years now. Yeah, just saying, I want to play that game.
Are you sure?
No, but it's because they've advertised it so much. I want to try it out and see what it's all about.
Oh, there you go.
And there's like a beta I could try out there. I'm not going to play the beta. I'm going to wait for the full thing. So yeah, that's been great. That's been fun. I don't think he's going to listen to the show, but I'm going to throw it out here anyway. Happy birthday to Luigi's apartment, or as I'm calling him right now, Green Mario. But by the time this comes out, it'll be like 3 days later.
Yes, it will. But we are recording on his birthday.
Yep. So if you're seeing the VOD or watching live, happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Tony. What have you been playing?
Let's see. I have, like I said earlier, I haven't been playing a ton of stuff because I've been playing the COVID virus. So, they did make it a little bit hard, but I did get a little bit of time just to put in, like the first couple of levels of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, which I had forgotten came out a long time ago. And I loved the first one, and I think this one was on sale for like $5 off. I think it was $10 instead of like 15 that it normally was or something. And I was like, okay, well, I'm sick. I don't feel very good. I'll grab it. Probably not the best game to play when you're sick, but I absolutely love that first one. I am much more of a fan of the Curse of the Moon games than I am Ritual of the Night. I just prefer that old school, NES, GBA, Castlevania era gameplay to the more modern stuff in Ritual of the Night.
It's like simplistic yet just difficult enough.
Yes. Yeah, and I like the ability to switch between the characters. So, different characters can do different things. So there are spots that maybe one character can't quite reach, but another one who has the ability to like pogo off of enemies can use that to get up to this spot, and then you can switch back to another character that maybe has a stronger attack to fight an enemy that, is now blocking your way that you weren't going to fight a little while ago.
Or you could be as a corgi in a giant mech suit.
I mean, well, sure. In the first game, you get to fight a train, so that's pretty awesome.
Technically, the bosses in the game are the bosses in the other game.
Yeah. Curse.
But I mean, as for Curse 2, of course, is vaguely related to. I guess more related just to the first Curse game rather than the actual Bloodstain.
Yeah, but like the first boss you fight in Curse of the Moon 2 is one of the bosses from Ritual of the Night. It's a dragon with a ghost that comes out of its mouth.
And one of your companions, well, I guess this is true for the other game, one of your companions is a boss from the main game as well.
Yeah. So.
Very confusing whenever I started this. I was like, why is this person on our team?
Well, and like the first boss, you start to fight it, and then you don't actually get to finish it. One of the other playable characters comes in and does that for you.
Yep. Kill steal.
Once you've done enough damage, exactly. The jerk
leveled up,
stealing my stuff. I was about to fight him. But yeah, I absolutely love the first Curse of the Moon. I thought it was fairly short. It wasn't a very long game. And I'm thinking this one's probably sort of similar. These are just were sort of side projects while Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night was still being developed. This one I think did come after the release of Bloodstained, but
oh yeah, this was I think this came out last year, didn't it?
I want to say maybe it
Or
was
it
2
might, the
years
game
ago.
out. It's probably not even a year old. I bet.
I could look it up.
It's not a very old sequel. I know that.
When did
But
Curse of the Moon 2 come out?
I can tell you right now, I have not finished this game because I had more trouble with this one than I did the first one.
July of 2020 is when this one came out. So this one's a
Okay.
couple years old at this point.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard anything about any other Bloodstained properties or projects in the works. So
I think the only thing that's happened since this came out was
some DLC.
the Child of Light content update or something.
So,
Hey, advertisement. Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting out of that. So,
So yeah, if you really like Child of Light, go play Blood Rain, Curse of the Moon.
I really
No,
hope we do get
Blood-
more of this. I don't know how the reaction to this has been compared to old school Castlevania games.
I'm pretty sure
I
the
was
reaction's been
yeah.
good from all the stuff I've seen on this.
So, I would love for Bloodstained to become the same thing that Castlevania has become, that the Castlevania was.
So we're gonna wait until we get the one where you play as like Dracula's son, and that's gonna become like the standard.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I do kind of hope though that with if they do a Curse of the Moon 3, that they do move up the visual style and we get sort of GBA style visuals or DS style visuals instead of the NES stuff.
Nah, they got to keep it like this.
You think?
Yeah. Ooh, secret door.
Secret
Oh,
door.
yes, he switches.
Yep.
Oh, Tony, come on. There you go. Oh. You're bad at Pogo.
This is not my gameplay.
Well, you're disappointing anyway.
But I am that bad at that section of the game. So
I seriously thought this was your footage.
no, this is not mine.
I apologize. Oh, ooh. Okay.
So, but yeah, I absolutely love these games and want to see more from Igarashi and his team.
And these games have like interesting New Game Plus modes as well. Like the first one, you go through like on the like super hard difficulty or something, and instead of having your main characters and Zangetsu, you play as the other three characters, and Zangetsu is like the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like really weird and interesting to me.
Yeah. I have no idea. Because I have not played Ritual of the Night more than like the first couple of sections of it. I don't know anything about the story of these games.
They're just related by characters and maybe some bosses.
Giant train is a thing, and you fight
the train fight in Curse 1 versus Ritual of the Night. You run into the boss, you fight it, but you don't fight it. In spoiler.
I need to play Ritual of the Night. It's been one of those that I've always, I've wanted to finish and go back to, but I've just never been. Now's the time.
I do want to see them do more with the Ritual of the Night, and like give us a proper Zangetsu mode or something.
Yeah.
Or not Zangetsu mode, like a sequel where you play as Zangetsu, because like it's David Hayter's character.
Mm-hmm.
Voice of Solid Snake, and he did the same voice. So I was extremely happy with it. It's just, but I want to see them expand on Zangetsu.
Yeah.
Bleach?
Yes. Oddly enough, that would also be like a Disney property or something now, if I remember what I was told recently.
I don't know.
Bleach being a Disney property.
Oh.
I
could not
I need to verify that real quick.
The other thing I put a little bit of time into, a little bit of time, I finished it this week, was Sonic Triple Trouble, 16-bit.
Ooh, fun game.
That game was so good. Like, there is a better than 0% chance, I said this on Twitter earlier today, that this game ends up on my Game of the Year list because it was so good to play. I had so much fun playing through that game.
I can't tell if he's got sarcasm or not.
No, I seriously loved that
I
game.
had so much fun.
I know. I
I
seriously.
really liked that game, and there was some fun sections. Like having never played the original, I didn't know what to expect, and so like there are a couple levels where you have like these running sections where you're running away from like avalanches and like a wall of fire, and it's just run as fast as you can. Don't stop. Don't attack anything.
Not even for the gingerbread man.
Just
stop.
run,
Get it.
run as fast as you can. So, and then some of the levels were really fun. Like the ice level, I actually really enjoyed and there's a level where you get to use a surfboard, and it basically takes away Sonic's ability to run, but still keeps the gameplay in that traditional Sonic gameplay where it's moving by itself, and you're on it's just these surfing sections where you're going down ramps and across gaps that blow you up into the air with air. So
it's Doritos Crash Course.
kind of, I guess, in a very very odd loose way, you could say it's Doritos Crash Course. So
3 Doritos later.
So it's extreme.
yeah, I mean, of course, it's got to be extreme. It's Sonic.
That's why you got the snowboard.
So exactly, it's an extreme sport. Isn't
The snowboard was actually on the cover of the game.
So
That's why I got a copy of it.
and I know this is coming to Android soon. I don't know exactly when. I don't think the release for that has been completely solidified. So I might play through this again once it comes to phones, because I really really liked it. But that's really been it. Aside from dealing with coronavirus in the house, that's basically taken up all of my time. And then I had a few sections where I felt decent enough to play something for a little bit. But that's been it for me. So let's take a quick break, and then we will come back and we will talk about the news.
Just leave them hanging, wondering what happened.
Where's the rest of the show? Well, we did it. I don't know. Did you
Guys,
not get that version of
that's
the
right.
show?
It's a cliffhanger. What happened in the news? Tune in next week to find out what happened in the news last week.
Will Xenoblade Chronicles X actually come to Switch? Find out on the next exciting episode of the Procedurally Generated Show.
I would be way more likely to play through it.
If it came to Switch, I would 100% play it. Yeah, so let's just talk about that, because if you want to buy Xenoblade Chronicles X, you have a limited amount of time left to do so. Because it is available on the Wii U eShop, but as of August 29th, you will no longer be able to add funds directly to the Wii U or the 3DS eShops. There is still a workaround, though. If you want to add some money and buy something on those eShops, you can do it through the Switch, but you will not be able to add money directly to the 3DS and the Wii U as of August 29th of this year.
No, say it ain't so.
I keep thinking maybe I should pick up a copy of Xenoblade Chronicles X and just so I can have it. But I'm not buying a physical copy because those are stupid expensive. And I don't know that I have enough space on my Wii U actually to just download it, so that might be a waste of money. I don't know, but we'll see. And then those eShops are going to be closed permanently at the end of March in 2023. So you got a little over between 6 and 8 months left to download anything that you want on those systems before those eShops are no longer accessible.
And then you'll have to do it illegally.
Exactly.
The proper way.
I just got a new phone, and I can now put the Dolphin emulator on my phone.
Oh, the joys of having an Android. Look at Mr. Android phone over here.
That's right.
I wonder Hey, what is it like being a dolphin since you're playing Dolphin Simulator?
Uh,
He's playing Echo the Dolphin.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
I have tried playing Echo the Dolphin, and I can't get out of the starting pool. So,
Try playing the Dreamcast version. Oof.
I bet.
I might not, actually.
Gotta get you a Dreamcast first, right?
That would be the first thing. I've never owned a Dreamcast. I don't know that I can't say I've never played it because I did have a friend who played it. And we played some football games together a few times, and I think I might have
Dreamcast
played.
is such a good system.
I think I might have played Crazy Taxi once.
You might have played a little game called Sonic Adventure Battle.
I have never played a Sonic game on a Dreamcast.
You could not
That-
play Sonic Adventure Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on a Dreamcast.
That's a GBA game, isn't it?
No, that is a GameCube game.
Oh,
You can, however, just play Sonic Adventure 2.
I have played Sonic.
'Cause I was-
Oh, I'm thinking Sonic Advance.
yeah.
I think there
'cause
was
that
like
the first
Battle
place I played
DLC.
That was at like a GameStop or something back then, where that was the system that was like they're displaying. It was a Dreamcast, so that definitely dates me. But
1998.
yeah,
You know, I've never actually owned any Sega system, but I've never really had a desire to be like, you know what? I want to find a Dreamcast. That's the one. Like, I would like to get a Genesis. Maybe get a Saturn. I don't know. Is there anything to play
at
on
this-
Saturn?
Very few things.
I
that
think
you,
at this point, just emulating that stuff is better than.
emulating a Saturn is extremely hard, I think. Because it falls under like the dual processor stuff that has everything messed up on there.
Yeah.
But you have a Pi. You could emulate Dreamcast. It's a little difficult, but it's doable.
Okay.
And yeah, you can emulate Saturn, but as for the Genesis, you might as well just buy like a Genesis Mini and call it good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about picking one of those up.
And if you ever do get a Dreamcast, just keep in mind the reason that system died is because of how easy it is to pirate games for it.
Yeah. Like, I think most of the stuff.
And then today we also have the thing where you can go in and swap out the laser for the SD card reader.
Mm-hmm.
And so keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying.
I think the thing is, though, that most of the stuff that I'd want to play on a Dreamcast, I've probably played on other stuff, like Space Channel 5, or Crazy
Sonic
Taxi.
Adventure, Crazy Taxi, yeah. There are definitely some gems out there for this system, though, that you can't play anywhere else. Like one of my favorites, Gundam Side Story. I had to think of the name. I knew it was Gundam. I just didn't know what it was. That was like one of the first 2 games of the 5 games I've ever bought for the system that I really enjoy playing.
I did download that Chibi Gundam RPG thing. There's a demo for that upcoming game that you can get on the Xbox right now. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Is it what, SD Gundam or something?
You know,
You know what? Doesn't matter.
if you'd asked me, if you hadn't asked me, I probably could tell you. But I just remember Chibi Gundam action RPG. It looks interesting. So I downloaded the demo, and I think if you play the demo, any of your save data will continue over to the main game. So
Nice.
do you remember a few weeks ago we talked about the
Yep.
the Oculus Rift, that thing?
Yep. Yep.
It's getting a price increase. I don't remember if we actually talked about it on the show or if
I think we mentioned. I want to say Luigi might have been on the show during that. I don't know though. I know we talked about it somewhere.
it could be pre-show from last week.
So that's possible.
I don't think it was pre-show last week.
But Oculus, the price is being increased $100 on both models of that. And of course, everybody is now speculating, what about the other systems? Are those going to get price increases as well? Well, Nintendo this week put any chance of that to bed for now. Speaking with Nikkei, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa said, "We're not considering a price increase at this point for two reasons. In order to offer unique entertainment to a wide range of customers, we want to avoid pricing people out. Our competition is the variety of entertainment in the world, and we always think about pricing in terms of the value of the fun we offer. And our products also include software," he added. "Nintendo sold more than 100 million Switch units so far, and it's important to maintain the momentum of our overall business. Generally speaking, a weak yen makes domestic Switch sales less profitable."
Well said.
So he's like, you know what? People aren't going to buy it if we make it more expensive, so why would we do that? That's dumb, basically, is what he's saying.
It's the complete opposite of what they did with the 3DS, because they released the 3DS, then dropped the price, and they had people mad at them.
Yeah.
Well, they had the people that were mad at them for, who are the early adopters, myself included. So that's when we ended up with the ambassador program.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, they increased the price later. It's like, all right, let's look out the window. Oh, they got their torches and pitchforks.
And you don't want people with torches and pitchforks outside the Nintendo offices. So,
But I mean, I wouldn't expect Meta to understand that.
I mean, it also doesn't make sense to be increasing the price of Switch because that system is so cheap, and to get, I mean, if you want to get a different system, they want people to have multiple versions of the Switch in their house. We have 4 in ours. Good grief, I have 4 Switches in my house.
I have 2. But I don't.
Edition.
No.
So it doesn't make any sense. And because the Switch is so old, if you increase the price of a system that's 6 years old, people are not going to buy it. They're just going to stop. They're going to be like, why am I going to pay more for this system that's 6 years old, this tech that is already the cheapest on the market? Why am I going to pay more for it?
Because you'd pay more for a Sega CD Model 1, complete in box, to go with your Genesis Model 1.
When a lot of people are already saying, you know what, we need a more powerful Switch already.
And we technically have a slightly better Switch.
OLED.
The Switch OLED is really nice.
Yeah. It doesn't do me any good because I don't care about the portable part of it.
See, I do play most of mine. Now that I have that, I play most of mine in portable mode. Simply because that screen looks so good.
Yeah, I only played docked for streaming.
So, mine went from almost exclusively docked to about 50-50, I think, at this point. So, but Nintendo will not be increasing the price of the Switch. They want people to buy it, and they understand that if you increase the price of something this late in the game, people are just going to stop buying it, and that's not what they want. So,
I love how you have subtitles turned on as well.
I didn't mean to.
Is it saying what I'm saying?
No. The videos that he's showing.
So,
one of the subtitles was a Switch snap noise or something, or click noise. So, yeah, I had to throw it out there.
One thing that you can play on your Switch, or will be able to play on your Switch this week, is Kirby's Dream Buffet. Which, if you don't know what that is, that was announced last week or the week before. It's a 4-player sort of Fall Guys light type game. They just released a new trailer for the game today, and
it's so adorable.
It's super cute. And you're racing against 3 other players to get to the end of this like food course, and you're trying to eat as much as you can, of course, because Kirby is a giant vacuum cleaner, and if there's food in front of his face, he's gonna suck it all into his mouth, and that sounded bad, and I'm gonna stop right now. But yeah, the game's super adorable. It's $15. I think it comes out on Thursday. So it does have 4-player.
He turned it into a cupcake.
It has 4-player, both local and online, and it is race to eat as much food as Kirby can possibly eat. And then, of course, there'll be, costumes and all kinds of stuff that you can get for your Kirby to make them unique. So,
I would only play this with friends, but it's so adorable.
Yeah, like this is one of those that I would never turn on and be like, you know what, I really just want to play some Kirby's Dream Buffet. But
I mean, if there was a single player mode, I'd be all over it. If you told me this is Fall Guys where you just play with randos, get that crap out of here.
yeah, I mean, you can play with randoms, but I think the fun of a game like this is going to be playing with your friends. So, and we're getting to see a few of like Kirby has his copy abilities, and you'll be able to use those
He copies food abilities.
as
It's
you're playing.
adorable.
So, one game we will not be able to play this week because it's getting delayed again is the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy. Um, the developers have announced that that game is being pushed back to February 10th of 2023.
What even is this game?
It's a prequel to the Harry Potter series set like 100 years or something before, or maybe it's longer. It's earlier than that. But basically, you play as a student at Hogwarts, and you get to explore Hogwarts, and of course, bad things happen. And
Oh yeah, it's Hogwarts. You can't just expect a normal school life there.
well, no, of course not. Uh, but it is like the most detailed version of Hogwarts we've ever seen. The spell abilities look really cool. Like this is a game I have been very excited about seeing since they announced it. Um, It is coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. There's also a Switch version coming. We don't know anything about when that one will be out. The other 3 versions of the game will be out on February 10th, at least for now, unless it gets delayed again.
Oh, character creator, dude, this is kind of cool.
And you get sorted into whatever house. So you get to go through the sorting ceremony and do all that stuff.
So you could end up in different dorms. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I would not expect to see a lot of familiar faces because this game takes place so far before.
Maybe if you saw like what the magical beast things, if you're lucky.
Fantastic Beasts movies. I don't even think there'd be any of the characters from that. I think this takes place too far before that as well. I think this is much earlier than even that.
So you're saying David Tennant will not be a bad guy in this?
No, there will be no Doctor Who in Hogwarts Legacy.
I didn't say Doctor Who. I said David Tennant.
I mean, he is Doctor Who. I mean, that's all
true. But he was a bad guy in a Harry Potter movie.
That's true. He was. He played Barty Crouch Jr., who was the Death Eater in the movie where they went to the Quidditch World Cup.
Good old Quidditch.
Good old Quidditch. I wonder if you get to play Quidditch in this. I would assume so.
No. You just play Blitzball.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
So yeah, delayed till February. So you have to wait a little longer to play Hogwarts Legacy if you want to play the game.
I'm not going to get it day one. Just saying, I'm going to wait until I see some reviews and stuff to learn more about it.
This is the kind of game I will probably get day one. We are big Harry Potter fans around here.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice in your matters on that.
So, yeah.
Dobby.
I don't think that was Dobby.
And Dobby.
THQ had a surprise 45-minute presentation this week, or at least it was a surprise to me because I didn't know it was happening until it was actually happening.
THQ still around?
Yes.
That's a surprise right there.
Like, they got bought and then the whole thing was shut down, but they brought the name back as a publisher, and it's not THQ as we knew it. It's THQ.
Kind of like how Atari went away and then someone just uses the name now.
Yeah. But they had a 45-minute presentation to show off some new games that they have coming, and one of them was a trailer that you're seeing right now for Alone in the Dark. The remake for Alone in the Dark.
I'm interested in the Alone in the Dark series. This series has had its ups and downs in the past. Down being like one of their games, more recent games, but the ups being like around the the late PS1 era,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe earlier than that when they had like the cartoon style games as well. But the PS1 era was pretty awesome.
This one
The
looks
new
like it's going to
Nightmare.
be pretty gross.
Oh, that's whenever they got like really graphical with stuff, man. It was interesting.
So I won't be playing this because you know me.
Right. Chicken Boo, got it.
Exactly. So we're getting a new Alone in the Dark. This is being developed by Pieces Interactive, and the story is being written by Michael Hedberg, who was the writer of both Soma and Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Oh,
And
interesting.
the character design in the game is by someone who has been a longtime collaborator with Guillermo del Toro. His name is Guy Davis.
Really?
So yeah.
I'm acting like I know that name. I've heard it before, but I really don't know anything about it.
It's set in the American South in the 1920s. Features protagonists Emily Hartwood and Edward Carnby, and that's about all we know. It looks like there are weeping angels in the game,
Don't blink.
so there's that. But yeah, so Alone in the Dark. Is this a actual reboot or is this a brand new game? I think this is a reboot of the original game.
Yeah, it could possibly be. I have no idea though.
Another game that
Like I said, I didn't know THQ was still around.
they are, and another game that we are getting from them is what I believe is a sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom. If it's not a proper sequel, it is a spiritual sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom. The remake.
Hold on.
Came out.
Are you telling me a Battle for Bikini Bottom sequel?
Yes.
Okay. Can I describe what I'm seeing right now?
Okay.
All right. So right now we see SpongeBob. He's got like a flower thing around his head. And he's got a basket.
Uh-huh.
And then there's an adorable, kind of like a balloon version of
Shimmy
Patrick floating around. It's like Patrick is your Navi. I just had to say it. So carry on.
There's a giant Gary who is barfing things at you, and you're trying to hide in the shadows. The movement and the way SpongeBob is attacking things reminds me a lot of that recent remake of Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's why I say this is like a sequel or a spiritual successor to that. I don't know if it actually is. It's called SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake, and you can see some of the footage right now. That we're going to be going back into different time periods with caveman SpongeBob. He's sliding on sand with his tongue because that's what SpongeBob does. He's gross. But while they're showing off the gameplay, you can tell if you played that Battle for Bikini Bottom remake, which I thought was really good. It is very familiar to anybody who's played that game. So,
It looks really good.
I mean, it does. It really does.
He's got a pizza box glider. What the heck?
I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the 3D SpongeBob's because I think they've tried that 3D, not claymation style, but it's been a weird visual style for them for a long time, and I think they've finally found something that kind of works and doesn't look awful.
Yeah, it's a hard medium to adjust to.
So, I mean, it's really hard to bring SpongeBob and that world into 3D and make it look right. But I think they've kind of figured out what to do with that now. Let's see. Some other stuff they showed off during this was a new Destroy All Humans, or Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. So I guess we're getting a remake of Destroy All Humans 2.
To go with our remake of Destroy All Humans 1.
There you go. And then also they showed off a little bit more of the AEW Wrestling Fight Forever game.
Meh.
Which looks awful. Like, it looks really bad.
Wasn't the last one really bad too?
Well, there hasn't been an AEW game. This is the first one.
I'm thinking of the...
You're thinking the WWE 2K18 or whatever. Yeah, that was awful. This looks worse than that. So...
Cool. Nowhere to go but down.
This one also has like a bunch of like mini games and stuff, which is not uncommon for wrestling games. But like, there's stuff like where one character's in the ring and you somebody throws something at you and it's like the home run derby thing from Smash Brothers, but just it doesn't look good. And there's a dancing mini game where one person does a dance move and then the other characters have to repeat those dance moves, and that's just like,
Yep.
I don't want that in a wrestling game. I just want my wrestling game to have wrestling in it.
That child real smooth.
Yeah, it's real hard to live up to. Oh gosh, what was the N64 game?
WCW versus NWO.
Superman 64.
No, WWF.
WrestleMania.
The one with Stone Cold
X7.
on the cover. No Mercy?
WWE No
Ice
Mercy.
Climbers.
That might have been it. Yeah, those N64 games were good. Like WCW versus NWO Revenge, I remember being really good. And that was the first time that I was like, oh wow, 3D wrestling fig characters can look like the characters sort of on TV. And of course, looking back, they look just awful now. But
Oh yeah.
but at the time, it was really nice to get to see those characters that you saw on TV every week and get to control them. So
One of the few games where you have like Cactus Jack versus Dude Love and Mankind.
how does that work?
It doesn't.
And lastly, this week, Multiverses. WB announced that Multiverses Season 1 will start on August 15th, which I believe is Monday. So by the time you're hearing this, Season 1 will officially have begun for Multiverses, and they're adding the first of the new characters in Morty from Rick and Morty.
Oh, jeez.
So it's been in open beta, and a lot of people have been enjoying it. I think it's a fun, like, decent Smash Brothers style game that puts a focus on 2v2 play instead of sort of solo play. But yeah, so Season 1 begins on August 15th.
I'm still not sold on this game.
Have you had a
But
chance to put any time into it at all?
No.
Okay.
No, the beta code you gave me, it was the one I requested was for the girlfriend, remember?
Well, yeah, it's an open beta right now, so you can just go to any store and download it and play it.
Yeah, but it was back when it was closed.
So
Just saying.
like it's not a terrible fighting game. I am not a fighting game aficionado. Micah would be the one to ask if he's had a chance to play it and see what he thinks of it. But getting a chance to play as Bugs Bunny against Taz or Superman or Arya Stark is an interesting idea.
Bugs Bunny is S tier, you know?
Well, I don't.
There is a tier list, and Bugs Bunny is like top.
I'm not surprised. Like, he is, the WB mascot, so it makes sense that he'd be one of the strongest.
Where do you set the singing frog then?
Oh, he's like God tier, and he's not in the game, so they can't put him in the game because he would be too strong. His singing ability alone would make people just jump off of the side of the stage. But then
Man, this red Batman here.
he could use that amazing frog leg kick thing that he has and just kick everybody off if they somehow stayed on from his singing. So
Good.
But yeah, there you go. Multiverses. If you haven't had a chance to play it, check it out. It's free to play. So, I mean, the only thing you lose is some bandwidth and a few minutes of your time. So, but that is it for the show this week. So, thank you very much, Cole, for being here.
I appreciate.
And thank you, Ethan, as well.
Yep. See you all next week, probably.
I hope so.
Unless we take another break.
No more COVID.